Hello, internets, and welcome to another Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Wi-Fi battle. You can call me 12 Pack, and the battle I have for you today is against somebody called Blue. Now, I apologize for not really being around a whole lot lately in the last month and a half, but I kind of took a little bit of a break from Pokemon. I can't play it all the time, or I tend to get a bit bored of it. But I think I'm going to get back into things a little bit more now, make up some new mods, and get some new games. However, this game is actually using a team I already have uploaded in another battle. However, this game, my mons tend to do a little bit more than in the last battle, or certain mons do more than they did in the last battle. So I wanted to upload this one, especially considering the power of my opponent's team and how close the battle is. So let's hop right into team preview here. My team, I did go over this team preview before, but I will again just briefly here. We have my choice band Technician Persian. Basically, this thing is just designed to get some fake out damage off and then maybe switch a choice band onto a wall with switcheroo at some point. Next up, we got my Audino, which is carrying the Megastone there. Mostly to give it a little extra bulk if it needs to survive a hit, but the main reason for it to be equipped with a Megastone is to block knockoff. Next up on my team, we have my utility Omastar, and if you don't know, Omastar is one of the few Pokemon that can learn both types of spikes and stealth rocks, surprisingly. The only thing he doesn't get over Fortress is basically Rapid Spin, but he's still pretty good in his own right, so that's why he's here. This is a physically defensive one. Next up, we got my Heatmor, which this is probably the best game I actually managed to get with Heatmor. Heatmor is a pretty bad Pokemon, but I really wanted to use him just because I think he's cool. And I came up with a pretty neat set for him. I've got 3 special attacks and substitute, and I'm carrying a special item to kind of maybe help me in a pinch. Hint, hint. Anyway, you'll see in the game. Next up, we got my, what is this? I think it's my specially? No, this is my physically defensive Spiritomb, I believe. Basically, he's just here to block fighting and normal type attacks and to burn some things with Will-O-Wisp and do a few foul play shenanigans. He doesn't do a whole ton this game. And finally, to round off the team here, we got my specially defensive Hitmontop, which is my spinner, of course, and also Intimidator. Now, my opponent's team, holy shit, this really scared me going into this game. He has an extremely deadly looking team. Starting off with the Keldeo, which I fucking hate. Keldeo is one of the stupidest looking Pokemon in the game, in my opinion. I'm sorry if you like it, it's just how I feel. Next up, we got his Klefki. Like, come on, dude. Klefki, really? So, yeah, not much to say about that other than fuck Klefki. And then next up, we got his Darmanitan, which is always extremely dangerous. Choice Bandit or Choice Scarfed. They are really going to hurt no matter what. And then next up we got Metagross, which is another extremely dangerous Pokemon. A potential Mega as well, so I have to watch out for that. And next up we got Ferrothorn. I honestly hate Ferrothorn. He's one of the most annoying Pokemon in the game to deal with, but I did have Heatmor who could hopefully check it with a flamethrower at some point. And then finally we've got his Galvantula, which is probably here to throw down webs at some point. And that's pretty much it for my opponent's team. All straight OU, and I think Klefki's and Ubers. But anyway, let's get going here.
Blue is a Schmidt challenge.
So he's going to lead. No, no, and no! Which is actually his Galvantula there. And I'm going to lead with my Persian, which is a pretty good lead thanks to fake out blocking anything my opponent might want to do to set up at the start, but he makes a smart play and swaps right out into his Ferrothorn, which is going to make me take a sizable amount of chip damage as I attack it with the fake out there, and in combination of Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet makes me lose 40 health right like that, so that kind of sucks. I am Choice Bandit, so I can't do anything else. Gotta switch out. Go into my Heatmor, predicting him to want to set up Stealth Rocks or something, and sure enough, here they come. So he gets free rocks at the moment, however, this gives me a chance to set up a substitute, as he's going to be forced to switch out or take a Fire Blast. Now I was predicting that switch, so I went straight for my sub. Now normally I'd want to have my entry hazards down early earlier before Heatmor comes in because he has a hard time OKOing things. However, in this situation, I figured it was my best play to make, and my substitute fades off the Scald, and I'm free to go for the Giga Drain on the Keldeo. Actually almost OKOing it. Now I would have had there been entry hazards since I got a crit. And that brings me back up to full health, which means I'm going to be able to switch out freely and still have a decent amount of health left from rocks when I come back in. So I'm going to swap into my Hitmontop, which is my specially defensive tank here, and proceed to take the incoming Scald once again after the Intimidate nonsense wears off, or goes through I should say, and now he goes for the Scald. Okay. Hitmontop's brought down to 69 HP, YOLO swag, and I get a little bit of health back with the lefties there. And this turn I'm gonna... Oh wait, no, he switches this turn, which is the turn I got to attack since I did switch in. And of course he goes back out into Ferrothorn. I'd just gone straight for the close combat, just fire on full cylinders, and actually do a huge chunk. It's gonna be a 2-hit KO for Hitmontop. However, I am going to lose him in the exchange thanks to the Iron Barbs and Rocky Helmet damage. However, at the time, I figured it was a good trade to just get rid of this Ferrothorn, but in retrospect, I really should have left my Hitmontop alive to use a bit later down the road, but you'll see why in a while. Anyway, as of now, Ferrothorn's out of the way, and we're going to trade as my Hitmontop is going to die from Helmet and Iron Barbs damage. So, 5 all right now, I think. 5 apiece remaining. And I think I send out my Persian again here. Yes, now that Ferrothorn's gone, he doesn't really have any safe swap into Persian's Fake Out. And since he sent out his Klefki, I'm going to be free to go straight for the switcheroo here. Since this is his other remaining wall, I want to get rid of this thing from thunder waving and setting up screens and all that nonsense, and I'm going to obtain the light play. So this is a screens Klefki, and he's going to take this turn to go for the thunder wave, paralyzing my Persian, and since I am technician and not limber, unfortunately I do get paralyzed, but it doesn't matter a whole ton since I do have fake out, and that is priority even if I'm paralyzed. So Persian's basically done its job at this point, and I get paralyzed this turn, so that's great. I think I did just go for the U-turn, so no biggie there. He's going to Volt Switch out on my Persian, I guess maybe predicting me to switch as I survive somehow with 1 HP. Not really a whole lot I can do anymore here because I do only have, or there are the rocks up I should say, and if I do switch out I'm going to die when I come back in. And he's going to swap back into Klefki. I think he might have wanted to predict me to go for another switcheroo and maybe get back his light clay, but nah son, that ain't happening. I'm going to go straight out into my Omastar, and here's where the frickin' MLG Omastar play comes in. Check this shit out. So he goes for the foul play there, and since he's Choice Banded, that does do a decent amount. And here's my Omastar secret weapon, Whirlpool. So he's locked into foul play, taking chip damage from my Rocky Helmet. And now he's also stuck in Whirlpool, which means he can't switch out, can't change his move thanks to being Choice Banded. So he's forced to just keep attacking my Omastar, slowly killing himself. And I'm just free to go and set up hazards. Omastar's just gonna fucking derp here, indirectly killing this thing with Whirlpool and Rocky Helmet damage, and there's literally nothing my opponent can do at this time. Unfortunately, he is gonna die from the chip damage here before I can fully get up as many hazards as I like, but still, that's kind of the whole idea of this Omastar set, is to do something similar to what I just did here, so I'd say it worked out as well or better than I could have hoped compared to most games I play with him. So Galvantula is going to come back out. If he is sashed, it is now broken thanks to the entry hazards I've got on the field, and I'm going to be forced to swap out here, not wanting to take a Thunder, and go out into my Persian just to die as fodder basically because I can't switch it back in again later anyway thanks to the rocks being up and my Hitmontop being dead. So now, he did indeed go for the Thunder that turn, but its Reflect wears off, which actually sort of matters because I'm going to be doing a actual physical attack here with this Audino. I did recently put on Knockoff instead of, what the hell did I have before? Heal Bell, Wish, Protect, oh yeah, Knockoff instead of Toxic. So Keldeo is going to come in, take some entry hazard damage, and since I wasn't able to get down 2 layers of spikes, he's going to survive. However, I did go for the knockoff that turn, and I'm going to finish off Keldeo, which is very lucky, because next turn he would have seriously likely done some damage to me had I gone for Wish or something instead. And this turn he sends in Steven 2.0, which is his Metagross, so that's fucking great. I kind of forgot about this thing up until this point, so right now I was kind of thinking, well, how am I going to get by this? He just Mega Evolved, which is super OP, and now I'm going to kind of get destroyed by this thing, so I figured, fuck it, YOLO, I'm just going to Mega Evolve anyway, even though I'll take super effective damage from Meteor Mash. I might get a little bit of extra attack from Mega Evolving. I'm not actually sure if Audino gets any more attack, but I wanted my knockoff to do as much damage as possible to it, to kind of set up my next Pokemon to take it out. And I actually get the crit on the knockoff there, which I think actually might have mattered, not 100% sure, but he's just going to destroy me with Meteor Mash. But let's be real, even if I hadn't Mega Evolved, I wasn't living that anyway, so I might as well have done as much damage as possible with my up attack. So anyway, now Spiritomb going to come in. This is my physically defensive Spiritomb, so I'm hoping I can take any one attack from this thing even after the Home Claws. And he just goes straight for the Meteor Mash. That's going to do a lot. Holy shit, I lived on 9 HP. That was kind of lucky. And he takes some helmet damage. And I am still using Double Rocky Helmet on this team, which is kind of gay, but this is just kind of how I roll sometimes. No homo. But he's going to die from the Foul Play, which indeed is my Spiritomb's main purpose on this team. And now the Galvantula is going to come back in, and unless he whiffs on Thunder, that's going to be the end of Spiritomb. Right after I go for the little cheeky Shadow Sneak here and do a little bit of chip damage, almost killing him. That would have been so nice if I got him, and actually that really might have made a difference too, had I managed to pick off the Galvantula there with Shadow Sneak, but I do have no attack investments, so that's why that didn't work. So now, Heatmor is going to come in at full health, take 40 damage from the rocks, and he's going to fire with the Thunder, and I'm like praying that Heatmor can live just barely, because that's going to enable me to... Fuck! I got... And here's the deciding factor of the battle here, I'm pretty sure. The paralysis off the Thunder, because of course, as you just saw, I am carrying the Salic Berry, which ups my speed when I get down pretty low. So right now I'm sitting at about, well, let's see, 250 at level 100. So I'm at about 375 right now for speed, which if the Starmanitan is fucking choice banded, I would have outsped him, but thanks to the paralysis, not going to happen. He goes for the superpower, and sadly, Heatmor goes down before he can land the Focus Blast and potentially drop that Darmanitan, but who really knows for sure? I'm pretty sure he was probably scarfed, but it would have been cool if he was choice banded. I probably would have won then, but anyway, my Omastar is going to come in, and since he did go for the, what do you call it there, superpower, he's going to hit me super effective, and that's going to be the end of my Omastar, and also the end of the game, which gives my opponent the 1-0 victory. Now, not going to lie, I feel like I did really well, considering what I was up against. Taking down the fucking Mega Metagross was no small feat, as well as all the other numerous powerhouses my opponent had on his team. Now, when I said earlier that I should have left my Hitmontop alive, well, here's the only other way I could think of that possibly I would have won. If I had swapped out Hitmontop, instead of letting it die to Ferrothorn's Helmet and Barb's chip, then I could have saved Hitmontop for later against that Darmanitan, got the Intimidate drop, and if he was scarfed, then he probably wouldn't have killed my Omastar with the superpower. He might have, but I am max defense on the Omastar, so if I had got the attack drop, Omastar would have survived, landed the Whirlpool, and oh fuck, no. I would have still lost, because Whirlpool wouldn't have done enough damage to kill him, I'm pretty sure. So, I don't know, it was kind of a fucking toss-up. I'm not too mad I lost, because I got a few crits in there, and that probably contributed to me doing as well as I did, especially that early one against the Keldeo. But, yeah, it was a good match. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed watching. I'll be sure to get a new team up next time, and I think it's going to be time to retire Heatmor for the time being. I would really like to be able to do something more with him, but he just, has a bad habit of getting fucked over. Like, it's sad but true. I'll have some new interesting mons in the next battle, for certainty. So, thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.